Isogenics friends, the amazing Drew Berman. Drew Berman, he's a company millionaire. He's incredible. And Drew is a real deal network marketing professional. And, while the rest of us are busy on Facebook and just, feeling comfortable within the Facebook realm, this guy is out there really doing his thing and building in the real world. And, what I want him to really discuss with you guys tonight, number one, the most important thing is if you are a professional, right? And this is something that I've been training and mentoring my girls with, is you have to have a working list. You have to constantly have a working list, because let me tell you that the minute you turn that page on the planner, you will forget about that person and never go back to them. So not only do we want to talk this evening about mastering your working list, Drew's going to talk about how he runs his, he's a master at this, but I'm going to show you guys some simple tricks on how I run mine. Because if you've got an hour of time to build your business, you want to spend that time building your business and not fooling around on Facebook, right? And yes, everyone here? Okay, good. But most of us, we get to our desk, we get to the computer, and then we're like, ugh, where do I start? So tonight, Drew would like to give you a plan, and I will, piggyback off him. And we want to give you guys a working, active plan so that when you do have that 30 minutes, when you do have an hour, you can go right to your spreadsheet and know exactly what you're doing tonight. So with that being said, I love you, my friend. Thank you for always joining, for always having my back, and I always have yours. So welcome.
Angela, you're my favorite of favorites, and I just adore you and your team, and this collaboration we've created. And a lot of you are all over the country. Some of you know me, some of you don't know me. Hi, Ed. How was the bike ride, man? Good? Amazing?
He blew out his back.
I didn't make it, dude. I didn't make it.
Okay. Well, we'll talk more about it in Banff. But so 15 years ago, I was introduced to this amazing profession with one sentence. And I'm going to give you guys the sentence because for me, it changed my life and it's made me tens and tens of thousands of dollars. And it was at a BNI meeting. If you're having trouble generating leads and confidence and learning more how to better present yourself, Google Boy Network Ice Cream, BNI. Stands for Business Networkers International. There's anywhere between 1 and 5 chapters in your zip code or near zip codes. And it's a group of professionals that meet every once a week. Usually it's around 7 a.m. and you usually have breakfast. And there's usually a chiropractor and a real estate agent and a lawyer and a dentist. And, there's usually 8 or 12 or 15 or 20 different professions, usually one of each profession. And they don't really play the network marketing game so much. So you would go in either as weight loss, anti-aging, energy and performance, something like that. But I was at a BNI, and you want to go to these types of events, whether it be Chamber of Commerce or BNI, because this is where you meet like-minded people. This is where you meet people who are already out in the marketplace. If you are out and you connect with a real estate agent, the real estate agent has a Rolodex of this, this big. So I highly recommend BNI. I was involved in BNI for well more than my career up until probably just 2-3 years ago. I still like them. You can go for free twice. So you can go to BNI in your zip code, and there's usually one Monday through Thursday, and there's usually 2 or 3 per zip code or per surrounding area. And you go for free and check it out, see if it's a good vibe for you. And then once you go your second time, they will ask you if you want to join. And then if you join, you would be a member for a year. And it does take the type of thing where you get to build relationships. But I think this is really good practice for not selling, but for meeting people in your community. And then what it teaches you to do is give back. So you won't know it, but over a couple weeks, your aunt will say something like, oh gosh, my tooth is bothering me. I need a dentist. And you'll be like, oh, I've got a guy. And then you'll go into your group of friends and you'll make a referral. And then you'll actually formally give that referral at the BNI. And you'll find it'll come back to you big time. There's one woman on Rhonda's team. Her name is Samantha, and she's built most of her business through BNI. It's a really, really good strategy. So there's one free tip. Google BNI in your zip code, and you will never run out of people to connect with. Now, at the BNI, someone said to me, I was in real estate at the time, he said, you seem like a sharp guy. Are you the type of guy that keeps options open for additional streams of income? So I'm going to tell you that sentence again because I've been saying it for 15 years. You seem like a compliment, sharp guy, smart lady. You seem like a smart lady, comma, question. Are you the type of person that keeps options open for additional streams of income? Now, who's not open, right? No one wants to be closed. Like I didn't ask, are you interested in making some money? I didn't ask, are you interested in a business? And Angela just posted it. Let's see. You seem like a smart lady. Are you the type of person that keeps options open for additional streams of income? Exactly. So I said, yes, yes, I'm open. And he gave me a CD. Now, oh, did I lose you?
I'm still here.
Oh, good. Okay, good. All right. So he gave me a CD, and I actually listened to the CD. Now, Michael Klaus says if you give someone a CD, you might as well just open the CD, scrape it up with a knife, and then fold it back with a piece of paper and tape and give it to people because no one will really listen to it. I think that's funny because I actually listened to the CD. It made sense, and I was in this wonderful profession, but I was in a company called Amway. Now, for 5 years, I didn't make any money. So for those of you that are in this business, Isagenix, for less than 5 years, and if you've made $1, you made more than I did in my first 5 years in the profession of network marketing. So I hope that is inspiring to you because I really didn't make any money. I went to every event. But what I did learn is how to network. And I did learn is how to collect names and numbers. So this is a game. If you think of it as a game, there's this one scene in Game of Thrones where there's, going into this big battle scene and the very serious, smart, maestro is kind of mentoring this kid, but he's getting all stressed out because, they're going to war. And he's like, why are you taking this so seriously? It's just a game. So if you treat this like a game, maybe a bunch of you can, oh, Angela, cheers, cleanse day. Nice. Rocket. So if you treat it more like a game, it might be a little bit more fun. If you're having a little bit more fun, you might attract more people to you. If you attract more people to you, you might make more money. If you make more money, you might have more fun. It's called the more, the more. The more you have fun, the more you'll attract people to you. The more you attract people to you, the more you'll have a list. So here's what we should talk about today. It's a 2-step process. It's 1, make a list, and 2, continue to add to that list. Now, what does that mean? This is a business just like any other business in the world. There's really nothing different about what we do as network marketers than any other business. Let's take Pepsi, IBM, and Mercedes, right? It's based on product, people, and profit. It's always people first, right? So if we help more people enjoy our product, we make more profit. Same thing with IBM, same thing with Pepsi, same thing with Isagenix, same thing with Starbucks. So we have this list of people. I just got off a webinar with a woman that I'm bringing to my team, and because Angela's like family right now, I'm going to introduce the world leader in professional follow-up. She actually has a patented system on how to do follow-up for network marketers. And for me, Angela, I'm good at this, but if you saw my desk, you'd see paper and business cards and chicken scratch. And I have OneNote thing in my iPhone that if I meet someone, I put their name and number in. And then if I'm walking the dog or if I'm walking, I can go into notes and I can click their button and it would dial them. But I don't have a really good system of follow-up. So I'm going to introduce you guys to the webinar series that I'm doing with my team and some Inner Circle family. You could write this down, actually. I think she's doing it June 5th. If you wrote power up your follow-up.com/Isagenix. I think that's it. Yeah, power up your follow-up, powerupyourfollowup.com/Isagenix. She's doing a webinar for our team on June 5th about follow-up. So in my business, what I created old school.
Oh, Drew, you're breaking up a little bit. Let's see if we get him back. It's not my screen, right? It's Drew's. Kelly, is it Drew? Okay. We're going to give it one more second. I love him. Is he not the network marketing master? Everything he says, my mouth is like to the floor. The first time I saw him at an event in Connecticut, he was like, really? He's like, just keep it simple. When people ask me what I do, I drink shakes and tell friends. And I was like, oh my God, that's so dumb and it's so simple and it's freaking genius. I think I must have said this line to people so many times. So we're going to give him 30 more seconds to get back on. He's going to jump back. But I'm going to show you guys some tricks tonight about what I do, how I get into action, how I keep my list organized. Everyone's having technical issues. Let's see. Let's call Drew. Haley, do you want to call him and see if he wants to dial in maybe? Maybe that would work better.
While you guys are looking for Drew, I just went to this BNI website and put in my zip code. And you can actually see some of the local business owners that are part of this meetup group. So it's definitely a great tool to find people close to you.
Plus, you get to eat free breakfast at the diner, which is awesome. They have coffee and scrambled eggs. So, Drew, is that you? Okay, so I want to show you guys what I do while we're waiting for Drew, and then as soon as he jumps back on, we'll get right back to him. So I'm going to do a little screen share, and I want to give you guys some simple methods, some very easy systems. Ed, can you unmute and tell me if you see my screen, please?
Hey, it's Kelly. I can see it.
Okay, wonderful. So this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to go to your Facebook page. I want you to hit friends. And I know that some of you guys have a lot of friends and it's going to take some time, but I want you to scroll all the way to the bottom. Okay, let it load up, go use the bathroom, take your time, and then I want you to scroll all the way to the bottom. When you get to the bottom of the page, literally scroll all the way to the bottom of your 2,000 friends, I want you guys to hit Control P, okay? And what hitting Control P will do is allow you to print every single friend on Facebook. This is every one of my 3,000 friends on Facebook, right? Because every time you hit the Friends tab, it changes orders. And it doesn't alphabetize it for you. So you don't know who you've spoken to, who you haven't spoken to. So I literally hit Control P and I printed every single one of my 3,000 friends, okay? And this is your assignment. This is how you're gonna get an active working list. This is, I can't even see, I don't even have that much paper. Oh, thank God, I thought you were gonna say I don't have that many friends. I was gonna loan you some of mine, Josh. So here's what I want you guys to do. So I want to show you my little Excel file. So I'm going to do, Kel, I'm going to do a screen share. Just let me know once again if you can see my screen.
Yes.
Wonderful. So this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to take page 1 and I want you to look, okay, Cynthia Dunsky on the list. Cross her right off, right? She doesn't get systemized because she's already in Isagenix. You don't need her. You're going to toss Cynthia right away. You're going to cross her name off and put her to the side. Here's someone named Simona Schwartz. She's not enrolled. So I'm going to put her name here, right? And as I put her name here, I am going to send her a Facebook message. I'm going to just Message her anything. Hey, Simona. Hope you are doing well. I want to see what you've been up to. I just want to share with you that I'm a health and wellness coach. My goal is to help 50 people get healthy. Just anything to start conversation. And you can literally type the message in here so you have your message saved. This is the message that I'm going to type up for leads. Hey, how are you? I wanted to let you know what I've been up to. I'm a health and wellness coach. I recently lost 28 pounds. If you can put up a Facebook post or send me any referral, that would be greatly appreciated. Ellen's got a few good hey girls. Ed's got hey girl. You know, I love those. So we'll put up some messages to send. The next column that I want you guys to organize these names into is follow-ups. These are people that you followed, that you've spoken to in the past. So what's your follow-up message going to be? Hey, Edith, I'm super excited to hear how your fall has been going, how your winter has been going. What have you been up to? I just want to let you know that my company is running an amazing promotion. If you jump on the Wednesday night call, you're going to get free membership. Dial in. I know you've been wanting to lose weight. I know you've been on the fence. Guys, you can even leave a voice message. You can hit the microphone and let them hear your voice and just speak from your heart. But don't blab for like 30 minutes. Just keep it like a 15-second message. And then here is your team of people that are currently enrolled, okay? And now as I go through my printed list of Facebook, I'm also jogging my memory, right? So this is everyone who's not enrolled. So I'm copying and pasting the message. This is everyone who I'm following up with. I want to follow up with some good, exciting news. And then these are my currently enrolled. Maybe this is Stephen, and then maybe here I will write active. And then maybe this is Jennifer, and maybe she's gone inactive. So when they come, please excuse my spelling, I'm trying to go very fast. But maybe Jen is inactive. And this is going to be your working list. So you know what I'm going to do when they come out with a wonderful promotion, when they come out with new pina coladas or a new cookies and cream shake, I'm going to message everyone that's inactive. I'm going to message everyone that's active. But I'm not going to have to dig through Facebook anymore. I want you guys to get systemized. The biggest thing that holds us back is wasting time jerking around. How many could agree that you have 1 hour to spare and you spend that hour cleaning off your desk, scrolling through Facebook, looking for messages? I mean, once I turn this page of my planner, that's it. Out of sight, out of mind. I don't see them again. But if I have this follow-up list, if I have 1 hour, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to that list. And what I want to share with you guys is that as I am putting each person into a different category, I have 2 goals in mind. The first goal is I have tried to think of 2 new people that remind me of this person. So when I think of Cynthia Donsky, the Lavishes come to mind. Josh and Lisa come to mind. I would jot down their names. You want to think of people who are not enrolled, who you're like, hey, I went to school with her cousin. What's her name? Cheryl. Put Cheryl on the list, right? As you're organizing, as you're systemizing, you're going through this list, but your main objective is, number 1, to make 3 eggs out of 1. Right? And if out of 1 person I can say, oh, cool, I can get 3 more names just by thinking of that one. But my ultimate goal is to take everyone from category 1 and 2 and make sure that they're in category 3. I want to take every lead and I want to take every follow-up and I want to make sure that they're going to be on my personally enrolled team. And I look at it like a game, like Drew said. I look at it like a goal. It's like Battleship. You want everyone from column A and B to get into column C. So when you do have 30 minutes to spare, you're going to get right to it. You're going to get to your lead list. Every time you meet somebody, you're going to message them. Every time you talk to a lead, and then you're going to put them in the follow-up column. You have to have a system. You can ask any network marketing professional in the world. They all have a list. they author books, right, Kelly? They have books based on building your list, right,
Yes.
Kelly? Kelly's the book lady now. We've got a book coming out that we're super excited about. But Kelly, can you say a few words on building your list? Do you have an active working list?
Always, yes, always have a list. And after, if you don't have a big Facebook list, what I'll do is I'll look at a friend, a like-minded friend who maybe they have said yes to Isagenix, but they're not interested in building a list. And I'll say, hey, do you mind if I contact some of our mutual friends? And that opens up an unlimited world. My goodness, you might have 200 mutual friends with someone, and you could maybe not even know them directly, but say, hey, we're both friends with John, and I don't know if you know how John's been getting in such great shape and it looks so good, but we've been using the same nutrition system. And so anyway, that's what I'll do a lot of times too, is I'll build a whole list from a friends list who's not building and gives me permission to do that. And now you have community. Now you could say, hey, John and I are doing this. You don't want to miss out on this. And it is endless. If you look at your friends' friends, then oh my goodness, you have mutual friends with all these people that you don't even think about. You might have spoken to them in a while, but now there's a connection. And when you can say, my buddy's doing it too, that's powerful.
Absolutely. I think that what I want people to take away is that every single day you have to step into your office or in your bathroom or whatever you're doing, and you have to know what you're doing, right? I think wasting time or not knowing where to start, there's so many obstacles. I mean, how many of you guys work full time? Many of you are working full time. And sometimes you have a 30-minute lunch hour. And sometimes you have maybe an hour, after you put the kids to bed before your husband starts yelling at you, because you're always busy with this Isagenix stuff. So I want your work to really be intentional. So let's see what people are asking. Some people have some questions. Let's go.
Hey, Angela, I'm back. I got booted out. So if you want to just participate more, I'll happy to.
I would love for you to participate more. I was on the spot. I started making stuff up.
Well, what I realize is he who use too much Zoom run out of battery. So I got shut off mid-sentence. So, well, anyway, you guys sound like you were all talking about adding to your list. I've been in network marketing for 15 years, and I still haven't gone through my list. I still haven't called everyone from elementary school, everyone from junior high school, everyone from high school, everyone from college. So, Darcy just wrote, when you do BNI, you need a 60-second message. Does anyone have good examples of this? Gosh, what Lisa Nichols taught with David Wood was that your 60-second pitch or your 30-second elevator speech starts with the customer. So what do? Well, a lot of our customers are experiencing better health and weight loss pretty quickly and profoundly. Do you know anyone that would be interested in something like that? So that's a really good customer first type of elevator pitch. Guys, I built a multi-million-dollar business pre-Facebook, pre-social media, pre-websites with one piece of paper and 4 columns. To me, it was super simple. So if you want a formula that you'll never run out, take one piece of paper and put it into 4 columns. And column number 1 is name. Column number 2 is phone. Column number 3 is email. And column number 4 is notes. And that's what I built a legacy on. I would just keep adding people to the list. So, I challenge people to take their wedding list out. Most people have 150 to 200 people on the wedding list. Well, there's a good chance you could find 10% of them that might want to lose a couple pounds. There's a good chance you might be able to find 10% of them, 5-10 people that might be open to making some extra income. I came up with a drill about 5-6 years ago that when I teach this, people go nuts. So can I give you guys it's literally a 2-minute drill to never run out of leads. It's so cool. You need a clean piece of paper, and you want to put a plus sign, a vertical line and a horizontal line. And without thinking, 30 seconds. Just write friends and family, first names in the top left-hand corner. Go. You have 30 seconds. You write Aunt Sally, even if she's dead. You write Uncle Marvin, even if he's 97. You're just writing first names. We're not going to call them. Just write first names. You have 26 seconds left. Who do you know? Who's your friends and family? First names, cousins, people who are at your wedding. You do this and you learn how to teach and duplicate this. It's a game changer. 5 more seconds. 2 more names. Come up with 1 or 2 more names. Top left-hand corner, friends and family. Okay, stop. Top right-hand corner, people that you know that don't live in your zip code. Go. Who do you know that lives in Philadelphia? Who do you know that lives in New York? You know someone on the West Coast. You know someone in California. Who do you know in Florida? You know an old Jewish person that moved to Florida. I know you do, because I do. Who do you know from Texas? You went to college with someone from the Midwest. Who do you know that's a Broncos fan? Who do you know that's a Cowboys fan? Do you know anyone that lives in Canada? Do you know anyone that lives in Australia? Do you have a cousin of a friend that knows anyone that lives in the UK? You definitely know someone in Montana. You definitely know someone in the Pacific Northwest. Who do you know? 5 more seconds. Who do you know that doesn't live near you? Holiday cards. Think, who do you send holiday cards to? Who do you get holiday cards from? Okay, stop. Bottom left. Professionals. Who do you know that owns a business? Who do you know that's a teacher? Who do you know that's a doctor? Who do you know that is your gynecologist on your list? I hope so. Dentist? Put your dentist on your list. Your florist? Now, you don't even have to know these people's names. You could be like the guy that owns the bakery. That's fine. The fat guy that delivers the UPS truck. Who do you know that owns a business? Who did you buy your house from? Who did you sell your house? Who did you buy your car from? Who did you sell your car to? Who did you buy insurance from? Guys, 5 more seconds. 2 more names. Who do you know that owns a business? Who do you know that's successful? Who do you know that is an athlete? Who do you know that is ready to retire? Okay, last quadrant. These are people you kind of know. You don't really know them. You might be upset if you heard they died, but you might not be invited to their wedding. You don't even have to know their name. It could be the redhead who smiles at me in the office building. It could be my UPS guy. It could be that woman down the street that I see when she walks the dog. The guy that is at the dog park. That nice mom who's at the soccer games. You don't even have to know their first name. Or it could be that Bill, the security guard. You know, the guy at the front desk who always says hi to me. 10 more seconds. 3 more names. Now, a lot of you have 3, 10, 20 names already on the list, and that was only in 2 minutes. Probably some of you have, I'd say some of you probably were able to come up with 3 to 5 names per. Some of you might have 30 names. So now what you want to do is you want to circle the ones that you think might be the most interested, might be open, you have the best relationship with. And then you want to put them on your other list of 4 quadrants. And then you want to just begin the game. And what I do when I'm building, and I'm still building, on the list, off the list, this train's going. Yes, no, I got to go, but this train's moving. And it kind of works like this. You kind of want to have the waitress and the key lime pie approach. Angela, do you know the key lime pie approach?
Yes.
Yeah, it's when the manager says, "Hey, key lime pie is on special. Offer it to everyone." So you're the waitress with the key lime pie, and you're like, "Hey, welcome to the restaurant. I hope you had a good dinner. Our key lime pie is on special. It's really good key lime pie. Would you like some?" No. Cool. Next table. "Hey, our key lime pie is on special. Would you like some?" "No, I want chocolate cake." "Cool, you can have chocolate cake." "Hey, next table. Key lime pie is on special. Would you like some?" "Well, how good is your key lime pie?" "It's really, really good. And it's on special." "Okay, we'll try it." Over and over and over and over and over and over again until you rank advance.
You know, Jay Bennett gave a beautiful example about how his son constantly asks for ice cream. And that's how you have to think of it. When your child says, "Mom, can I have an ice cream?" "No, you can't. You haven't eaten dinner." "Dad, can I have an ice cream?" "No, son, you have to finish doing your homework." "Mom, can I have an ice cream?" "Okay, just take the freaking ice cream."
You know, I don't know if you know this, Angela, but way pre-Angela, back in the day, we were at the gala, and all the awards had been done. The gala was almost over. We were drinking, we were having a good time, and then all of a sudden I heard them announce my name. I'm looking around, I'm like, what? Like, what did they just announce my name for? I got the persistence award. And my dad's like, what the F is a persistence award? Doesn't that mean you're the biggest pain in the ass? I'm like, yeah, but I got an award. And then for the rest of the night, people are like, what's the persistence award? I'm like, it's like being a pain in the ass, but when you get an award. So I don't know. I got that like 5-6 years ago. But guys, what's about to happen in these next 36 months. Here's my vision for you guys. The company's going to go from $1 billion in 2017 to $2 billion in 2019. There's a lot of money on the table. A lot of the people on this call are going to hear this message loud and clear, and they're going to make a fortune for themselves and their family and create a financial fort around their family that will never, ever be penetrated. And some people on this call will be like, wow, that was a really good call. But the truth is, it's your time. And I want you to write this down, because when I heard this, it changed my whole life. If not this, what? And if not now, when? And if not you, who? This is your game to play, guys. This is your piece of the pie to get. This is your time to win big for you and your family. And what winning big means, if it's going from 2 to 5 cycles, great. If it's going from 2 to 20 cycles, awesome sauce. If it's going from 20 cycles to 200 cycles, well, game on. But it's time, and my whole team is kind of, they're jazzed. They're in love with Angela. The Blitz was just awesome sauce. My Canadian team wants to like marry Angela, and between Jen Miller put in 3 people today. My Canadian team is blowing up my ISIS sales tools. I can't even. It's like ping, 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 Toronto. So guys, we put together a really fun program, which is going to be off the chain. #follow-up. So if you guys go to powerupyourfollowup.com/Isagenix, it's going to be a really cool follow-up program that we're going to teach the system, the science, and the exact process on how to meet a person and get them enrolled and everything in between. So Angela, I love you so much.
Quick question before I let you go, Drew. What do you think is the main key factor between those who are just like giving 20% and those who are really succeeding in doing 100? I know you've seen both sides of the spectrum. I know you've seen people who are sticking at manager for 8 years and not really putting the pedal to the metal. And I know you've witnessed people hit millionaire in 14 months. What do you think is that key determining factor? What do people need? Is it energy? Is it motivation? Is it determination? What's the key factor that you would say? Because maybe we can sprinkle a little bit on all of us.
Well, you know, we want to not compare, right? We want to do the best that we can, and not compare to other people. And we don't want to be better than anyone else. We want to be better than ourselves. One thing I'm going over with my team that, it took the Chicago Cubs 100 years to win the World Series. 100 years. And these are professionals that dedicate their life to this sport. So I went to an event where they had a hypnotist, and he hypnotized a guy on stage. The guy was out cold, and he convinced the guy that he lived in a 3-foot glass box. So he woke the guy up. He's like, "How do you feel?" He's like, "I feel great." He's like, "Do you remember anything?" He's like, "No, I don't remember anything." He's like, do you know you were hypnotized?" He's like, I wasn't hypnotized. The guy was like adamant that he was not hypnotized. He's like, "All right, I'll prove it to you." And he said, "This is a drill to prove the difference between desire and belief." And he walked about 6 feet away from the guy, and he's like, "If I take $100 bill out of my pocket, would you desire it?" He said, "Yes." He said, "All you have to do is come and get it." So the guy's like, "Okay." And he walked full speed and stopped short in 2 feet. It looked kind of like this. And everyone laughed. And he walked again, and he stopped short as if he slammed himself into a glass box. He took another 100, 200, 300, 400. He went to $1,000, and he was holding it 6 feet away from the guy. And all the guy had to do was walk over to him, but he believed that he was in a glass box and he couldn't go get the money. One of my millionaire mentors, Angela, told me, everyone wants what we have. We have better health, we have more fun, we have more money, and we have more free time. Who doesn't want that? But you got to work with the people who are willing to work for it. I mean, I've busted my hump for 15 years. I'm 44. I've been doing network marketing a third of my life. I didn't make any money in the first 5 years. And today I'm at the barbershop with my son and I'm talking to one of the guys. I'm like, hey, can we play golf? He's like, no, I'm busting my hump. I'm like, well, what do you keep doing that for? He's like, I know, I'm done with it. I said, do you have to wear a suit every day? He's like, yeah, every day. I'm like, do you have to commute 90 minutes one way every day? Every single day. And I was like, how long are you going to keep doing that? He's like, I've been doing it for 20 years. So guys, what we do isn't easy, but the rewards are pretty worth it. I mean, Ed, last week, I didn't want to pick up the phone and dial for dollars. You know what I did? At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I went to see Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2. And I sat in the theater alone at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It was awesome. It was awesome. So you guys are thebomb.com. We're gonna have so much fun this spring and summer, and
you're like Confucius to me. You're so amazing, and everything that comes out of your mouth, I'm just like hanging on every word. And I think it takes a little bit of balls, and I think it takes a little bit of determination, and I think it takes a little bit of persistence. And the most valuable thing that I've learned, it really is about managing your frustration. So what, you Miss Crystal Director? Dust that shit off and go for Crystal Executive. Who cares if you didn't make a consultant or if 2 people return the box? Every business has good weeks and bad weeks. You have to stay in the game. You have to stay committed. You have to stay persistent. Don is smiling. I'm going to punch you. But that's the name of the game. You know, sometimes you're going to make a top achiever. Some days you don't, but you don't crawl into a ball and say, I'm terrible at this. You know, I was telling my friend today, just because you fell off the wagon and ate a cheeseburger and gained 2 pounds, you're not going to say the hell with it and put on 40. You know, you got to dust it off and pick yourself up and keep moving in the right direction. You know, I think of Laura so much that she was an amazing CPA. She was the head of her game, a 6-figure income. You think it didn't take a lot of guts to leave where she was comfortable? It takes a lot of courage. You think it wasn't in Drew's mind in 5 years? You think his wife didn't say, are you shitting me? You better bring home a paycheck next week or else you're out of here. Everybody's cried over their business. Everybody has felt frustrated. Everybody has thought of quitting. Everybody wants to do better, be faster. You have to remember the important thing. This is the most incredible thing that we can be a part of. We're helping people. When we've helped enough people, only then can we become successful. Is everyone going to be a leader? I was looking at Isagenix income earners. I think 84% are happy product users. That's the breaks. You can't enroll 10 people and say, man, none of them have gone to executive. Guess what? You got another 100 to enroll. Keep it moving. Keep it going. I love what Drew said. Like the waitress. No, yes, okay, let's go. I gotta go. You gotta keep it moving. You gotta stay committed. You gotta really have fun with this. If you're feeling funky, guys, do a cleanse day and get yourself to an event. Get on a phone call with someone positive who's gonna uplift you and support you and encourage you and remind you what this is all about, you know? And if you can cycle 5 times, believe me, you can cycle 50. On year 1 with Isagenix, did you ever think you were going to be on that stage? I mean, nobody ever pictures this. Love you, Drew. You're the best. Absolutely incredible. How amazing it is to have you with us, blessing us with your knowledge.
You know, we have an event this Saturday in Hartford, Connecticut, with myself, Dr. Ina, Aaron Hairston, Jen Miller, Keith Deo, and and Susan Wheeler. It's going to be really, really good. So if you know anyone in the tri-state area, anyone from Massachusetts down to New York, near Hartford, that's a great. Is there a flyer that we can share? Yes. So Jen, can you dig that up? Let me see if I can I don't know. How do I get it from Facebook to the Zoom? Let's see if I can do
Inbox
that.
me, Drew. I'll put it up in our group for everyone.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
All right, I got to run, but you're the best, and I will see you all on the flip.
Thank you, friend. So
Bye.
thank you. Does anyone have any questions, any comments? I would love to hear some takeaways. What are you guys going to do to manage your list, to manage your life, to really keep the important things at hand? I would love some takeaways from tonight's call. He's magnificent, Drew. I don't care what they say about him. I like him.
I have a question, Angela. I mean, as far as connecting with people, old people and new people from the list, what is I just recently saw something where it was a video that we saw that you posted up. It was talking about how there's some kind of templates of as far as how do you start reaching out to somebody, you know, in different scenarios, somebody that's inactive, somebody, you know, they haven't talked to in a long time. There was some, you know, I want to contact people. I just don't know how to start the conversation as far as calling them and being like, hey, what's up?
I would gladly make a post tonight in our Race to Rank group, and everybody put their ideas in it. Let's get 10, 20, 30 ideas. Let's post what you say to follow-ups. Let's say what you post to new people. Let's put all our responses in there, and you take what works for you. But you know what works for me?
What?
Just 1, 2, 3, screw it and do it.
That's pretty much where I'm at right now.
Oh, you're thinking too much about it. If I sat there and said, well, what can I say to Cheryl? Oh, girl, I am copying and pasting and copying and pasting. I'm trying to get as many hellos, how are you, you know, as many as I can. I don't think so much about what I say. Don't worry about the how-to. Just worry about the do it. Hey, girl, I've been thinking about you. I want to share my story. Let's catch up. Eric Worre taught us to send one simple text message. Coffee and question mark.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, it's not so much what you say. It's putting in the action. And I have to tell you, with every message that you send, Swanee, you're going to get so much more comfortable.
Yeah.
You can say, I don't even know what the hell I'm sending. I'm just sending.
I mean, yesterday it was funny because there was somebody that I just started talking to, and it was the Slobin. It was the one team video from Slobin.
Yes.
Eden Slobin. And I'm like, okay, I've got this already. I'm gonna go in this order. I'm gonna talk like this. And this lady just completely sidetracked me and went straight to how much. And I'm like,
Yeah. I think those
the conversation.
You know what? I think that those videos are meant to build belief, are meant to give you like some backbone to them.
Yeah.
But there's no right or wrong. Not every conversation goes the way you intend. None of them do. Jackson Parr has a list of the 7 questions that he asks. You know, what are your goal? What are you hoping to achieve?
That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, don't just go with the flow. Remember, it's 30 seconds of your story, and it's 15 minutes of you listening.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Hey, girl, tell me what have you been up to? Just be interested in them. Don't worry about getting your spiel out there. Just be interested in what they've got to say. And just by listening, you're already a professional. You're in this. Just by listening to the things that they're saying, you're going to know how to reply when it calls for a reply.
Yeah.
It doesn't always call for a reply. Sometimes it just calls for you to be a good listener.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, but that's a great idea. We'll make a post and everybody will put up their, hey girl, their messages, and we'll see what works. Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Who else has some takeaways? The lavishes are rather silent tonight for crystal directors.
Hello.
We're counting our money.
Congratulations, our newest crystal director, our first rank advancement. Yeah, woo, Cabbage Patch.
I actually do have a takeaway, Angela.
Yeah, let's hear it.
With regard to what Drew was saying about the BNI, I've begun participating in that over the last couple of months, and I agree with everything Drew said. I think it's an excellent way to start to meet people and start to understand how to position yourself. And someone asked in the chat about the 60-second pitch. And what I have found is very successful is sort of modeling after a transformation post, but being very specific in that pitch and talking about, I'm coaching a woman who is looking to, this woman is looking for weight loss, and kind of just talking about telling their 30-second story a little bit. You're keeping it brief, obviously. But if every time you go to BNI, you stand up and you deliver a 60-second pitch. So every single week, you're being able to address the group, who could be 20, 30, 40, 50 business people, and tell them a little bit more about what you do. And so I think focusing on specific solutions with each of those, kind of being thoughtful about how you plan that out, and even just talking about things like nutritional cleansing and why it's different from fad dieting, and alkaline versus acidic, things like that that are of value to people, that kind of show them what you do as a health coach. That's been super valuable.
Don't you see what an advantage we have in our company? It's so incredible, because the chiropractor, no offense, Dunsky, a chiropractor is only going to talk about one thing, being a chiropractor. But we can say, well, I know last week I've spoken to you guys about weight loss, but guess what? This week I want to talk to you guys about our energy solution. And what we have here is products that help you with energy. And then week 3, you can lead in and say, you know what, I've spoken to you about weight loss and energy, but do you guys know that we have a system for athletes? And it's so, you can have a different approach every week. And I have to tell you, your 30-second story is not always the same. If you're someone who needs energy, you're going to share your energy story, or someone else's. If you're talking to someone who's a breastfeeding mom, I didn't do that, but I can share a story of someone who did. So it's don't be so constricted. These are just guidelines, but this is yours to roam free. Somebody told me today, she goes, you know what? The 3-way phone calls with the initial prospects were not working for me. She goes, I've been having a much better experience enrolling people on my own. But where I do need help is doing the 5-day phone call and creating consultants. Everything is just a guideline, but works differently for different people. You might look at my Excel list and you might think that's chaotic. I can't do that. But for me, it works. It's just an idea. And, these roundtable talks and these discussions, I love what Drew said. He puts it in the notes section of his thing. And when he's walking the dog, he just dials that new person. How simple and how easy, when you meet someone new, a great place to store lead phone numbers. That was brilliant. Instead of putting it in your contacts, if you've got 400 people in your contacts, you're not going to remember to call Becky Joe, but if you have it in your notes, you just hit dial and say, hey, we met a couple weeks ago. I wanted to tell you your service was impeccable. I wanted to follow up with you and just connect. That's it. And just connect. Just be humanistic about it. So any takeaways?
Hey, Ange.
Who's this?
Dunsky.
I don't
another Dunsky, but you can go. Got them.
know who you guys are.
No. After you,
The
Cindy.
brother and sister are going to brawl live on Zoom.
Age.
You go.
No, after you.
Okay, I'll go. No, I found something called initial questions, and Swanee, this might help you. It's called The Magic is in Asking People the Right Questions to Lead Them to Isogenics. And if you Google that, there's a whole list of questions that came up with responses of how to start conversations. So if I can find the link, I'll post it in the page, or I'll take a picture of this and post it in there.
What's it called again? The magic is in the right.
The magic is in asking people the right questions to lead them to Isogenics.
Okay, thank you.
This may or may not be in isogenicsbusiness.com under the Start Here tab.
Okay. It talks about form. I think you're right. I think that is where it is, Angela.
Let's try see if you can find it. Yeah, that would be very helpful. I think between that and the Jackson Park questions, I don't think it's so much the how. I think it's just the having the list, reaching out, saying hello. Don't worry so much. Very proud of what you do. And if someone like you called me up to help me, I would be thankful that you reached out to me. You have a very special gift. So don't worry so much. Okay, Josh.
So I really like when Drew said, if not this, what? If not now, when? And if not you, who? I love talking about the exit strategy. So we talk about a 3 to 5 year exit plan. And I heard Maury Miller say this one time. It really stuck with me. Ask anybody, any professional, business associate, a business owner, or an employee, what's your exit strategy? Because most people have never been asked that, and it'll stop them in their tracks. And most people, when I say that, it's like, well, what do you mean? What's your exit strategy? You can't do that. You can't be in the grind for the rest of your life. What's your plan? And it'll stop them, and they start to think. And so it's bred so many of these business conversations versus the product. So if you're looking at the business, great question to ask, because if they don't have a plan, what are you going to do? So I love when he says, if not this, then what is your plan? And most people have zero plan. They have to keep in the grind, bloody knuckles for 40 years to be able to not retire. So I love that.
Josh, do you find that when dealing with people outside of Isagenix, they kind of have their blinders on like so much that they're just going through the motions? I mean, I called my mortgage broker company. I called my mortgage company today to discuss some payoff options. And the woman that I spoke to said, I have to read a few disclosures for you and ask you a few questions. And I said, okay. She goes, do you prefer the language Spanish or English? And I said, we've just been talking for 25 minutes with her. And I just thought, what the hell is wrong with people? Like, people don't even think outside the box. And I'm wondering what the response is when you ask people what their strategy is, because they probably haven't even thought of one.
Most of them, and that's such a great point. Most of them they've never thought of one, but no one's ever asked them. And they do. They're in that comfortable coma or that uncomfortable coma. And they just go through life. They think that's the way it's got to be. They got footsteps from the front door to the office, back from the office to the front door every day, sitting in that traffic. People generally don't have other options. Very few people, the go-getters, they find other options. They understand how to leverage other income, but it's usually not passive. It's usually not residual, and certainly doesn't provide what Isagenix provides, the health and the physical part of it. So
yeah, I think no one's ever kind of lit them up. And I also think that most people don't see another way out. They simply don't know any better. They think that they have to put 25 years of service, and they're patiently waiting for this retirement, this Social Security, this 401. But I mean, I talking with a banker, he said college is going to be about $38K. A wedding for your daughters is going to be about $100K. I spoke to Laura, who's great with finances. I said, is this something that you guys are planning for? She goes, absolutely. Most people just go from day to day. They don't have enough money. They're not even thinking that far in advance. I think the biggest gift that we can give our kids is to help them start life debt free. I don't want my children to take out college loans. If I can help them with that, if I can save for their wedding. I mean, it's things that are very basic that don't seem to be basic for people at all. People are just surviving. And what we know here at Isagenix is there is more to life than just surviving. I mean, guys, in 15 years, 223 millionaires, every single one of us has it in us to do this if we want to. If we make the list, if we get on the call, if we get uncomfortable, if we do what's required. I work. I'm not going to make any lies about that. I put time into my business, but it's on my time. I mean, it was great. The Dunskys and we had brunch on Sunday. They said they were going home. Next thing I know, they're texting me pictures. They made a pit stop in Mohegan Sun. And I was like, this is awesome. What a great you don't have to come back to a boss on Monday. You don't have to be scared. I was always scared of what the repercussions were. And I don't have to be anymore. I get to decide, but you have to decide. You can't just, dilly-dally and give it 20% and think it will magically happen. And that's what this race to rank is. We should see people rank advancing every week like the Lavishes. You guys should be creating consultants like machines. This is 5 weeks. Executive is so close. So close. You got to count the days. You have to know what's happening. Yeah. So,
Hey,
anyone else?
I have something real quick.
Yeah, I don't see who you are. Just say your name.
It's Lisa Dunsky.
I'm like looking for the little box. I'm sorry, Lisa.
No, don't be
The
sorry.
third Dunsky.
There's a lot of boxes. Hey, so we had Michael Klaus on our team call last night, and he shared with us a link on his YouTube channel about 7 secrets of successful prospecting. I'll throw the link up on the team page or on the Race to Rank. But it was really, really cool, and it really ties into a lot of what we've been talking about tonight. So I wanted to post that, and I wanted to share just verbally so that people will look out for it. But it's really simple. Michael Klaus says keep things very simple, and you just don't get in your own way, and you keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing is that your objective matters more than you think, and you are investigating the problem, sharing the solution, and then presenting, not meeting someone and going, oh, I know this, and undenatured way, and blah, 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 blah. But it's more of a simple process. So it was really, really good. And I think it ties into this. So I'll throw the link up, and I wanted to share that because I thought it was really good.
I mean, how valuable do you guys think this 5-week session is? To learn from leaders, to learn what people are doing right, to learn what people are doing wrong, to hear from millionaires, people who have paved the way. I think that literally you can charge $500 for a training like this, and I think people would pay for it. So many people in ISA are lost. They haven't found a team. They don't have the information that we have. Consider us blessed every day that we get to learn from one another and inspire each other, to really give this a go. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you gotta, just keep at it. So I want to thank everyone for being on the call tonight. I thought this was one of my favorites. I love Drew. I love the Dunskys. I'm so thankful, Kelly, Laura, everyone who's participating. You guys have inspired me so much, and I hope each of you feel that way as well. So thank you. We will see you next Monday, and we'll put up a fun little assignment for the week and throw up the links and, just whatever you think will be beneficial, let's share it with one another because we're all here growing together. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Angela.
Love the Sharknado, Andrew.
$9,000.
$9,000.
He's got 8,000. He's got 8,999 now after that hat.
All right, get off this and get on the other one.
See you in the next one.
Peace.